Hello again. We'll be reviewing the contents from Units 8 and Unit 9 this time. Let's begin with Unit 8. Here we have verb tense contrast. We are going to contrast two kind of tenses, the present perfect and the present perfect continuous. Here we have two sentences. I have been practicing the piano for 30 minutes. The time is emphasized here, so the emphasis is on duration. That is what the present perfect continuous is used for. To emphasize the length or the time the action has been taking place. Now, what about the second one? The baby has already eaten her fruit. Emphasizes the result, the fact that the baby has already eaten. And that is the present perfect. So the present perfect is used to express that an action is completed or to emphasize the result. On the other hand, the present perfect continuous is used to emphasize the duration or the continuity of an action. We have two adverbs such as already and just. Already was used in the example with the present perfect. Those are used with the present perfect because they emphasize that the action was already done, using already, or just happened sometime before. One last example. Have you already done your homework? I have been doing my homework since morning emphasizes duration, which is the present perfect continuous. And if your answer is yes, I have already done it, I have just done it, I have done it, you are using the present perfect and you are giving emphasis to the result. Next, we have participial adjectives. But what are those? Adjectives. The class is boring. I am bored. From some verbs, we can form or we can get adjectives, adding ed or ing, which are suffixes. Ed is the past participle and ing is the present participle, or known as gerund as well. You already know the past participle. When you studied the irregular verbs, at the end of the book there is a list and you have to study 3 lines. On the first line you have the base form of the irregular verbs. The second line is for the past tense, and the last line is for the past participle of irregular verbs. But for the rest you have ed for the regular forms. And in this case the verb to bore is changed into an adjective using ed or ing. Ing refers to the cause. And what is that? So present participles are used to describe the people or things that cause the feelings. The class is boring. The teacher is boring. The teacher is interesting. The class is interesting. The lesson is interesting. Ing participle then refers to the person or thing causing the emotion. And the result or the effect is that I am bored. Past participles then are used to say how people feel. Adding ed, the participle ed refers to the experiencer of the emotion. I am bored, I am interested, and I can give you one last example. The movie was frightening. I am frightened. Let's continue with Unit 9. We have conditionals. To understand unreal conditionals, we need to know what real conditionals are, both in the present form. Type 0, timeless, refer to general truths, present and present. So those facts that are always the same way in nature, like scientific facts. If you throw something, it falls. If you heat water, it boils. Heat is present, boils is present. Therefore, the verb in the dependent clause is going to be in the present form, as well as the verb in the independent clause. And also it refers to general facts that can be true for you. If you do not behave well, your mother gets angry. Do not behave well present, gets angry present. Let's continue with type 1, present or future real conditional, and it refers to real or possible situations. Let's take a look at this example. If it rains, the verb is in the present form. I will get an umbrella. You use in the independent clause will plus get, the verb in its base form. Now, let's move on with the unreal conditionals, type 2. They also refer to the present, but the situation is unreal or contrary to fact. If I had money, I would buy a car, but I do not have money. The verb in the if clause is in the past, had, and the verb in the independent clause is with would plus the verb by. So instead of using the will of the present conditional, you are going to use would. And here we have another example. If I were you, I would get a better job. When we use the verb to be, we have to use the past tense, but for all the personal pronouns. If I were you, if you were me, if he were you, if she were you, and if we were you, if they were you. Where is the formal way, but still you can listen to native speakers say if I was you or if he was here, which is fine. We have to learn and use the formal way. Another example, if she wanted to stay with you, she could probably tell you. Would can be used when you are 100% sure about the action, and you can use could if you are less sure. I am going to repeat this example. If she wanted to stay with you, she could probably is less probable than saying she would tell you for sure. Finally, we have connectors, since and so. Let's take a look at the examples we have here. We decided to go out since it was a pleasant evening. It was a pleasant evening, so we decided to go out. Since refers to the cause, and because can replace since. Since it was a pleasant evening, because it was a pleasant evening, we decided to go out. And so is the effect. It was a pleasant evening, so we decided to go out. Therefore, we decided to go out. Therefore and so mean the same thing. The dependent clause that uses or begins with the conjunction since can be placed at the beginning or at the end of the sentence. At the beginning, since it was a pleasant evening, or if you use it at the end or after the independent clause, it would be like here. We decided to go out since it was a pleasant evening. And the same can happen with because, but that conjunction is used the same way at the beginning. Because you left, the atmosphere in the office hasn't been the same. Or at the end of the sentence, the atmosphere in the office hasn't been the same because you left. However, so and therefore, which refer to the effect of the action, are used only the following way. The connector so is joining two independent sentences in this example. It was a pleasant evening. We decided to go out. It was a pleasant evening, comma, so we decided to go out. The connector so is used after a comma and it is joining two independent sentences. So expresses consequence. It is a conjunctive adverb that expresses a consequence. And the same happens with the connector therefore. It joins two independent sentences. The job is badly paid. I am looking for another one. But therefore, in this case, is used after a semicolon, and after therefore you have to use a comma. The job is badly paid, semicolon. Therefore, comma, I am looking for another one. And that is all for now. I hope my explanation has helped you understand Units 8 and 9. But if you have questions, please feel free to contact your tutors. Thank you very much.